Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I've been promising y'all to do this resin comparison that I've for months now. Well, I'm finally doing it. So what I have today is Naked Fusion, KS Resin, Art Resin, Krystal Resin, Stone Coat. So I wrote some different things down about all of them, so let's start with the Naked Fusion. So the cure time, it says the total cure time for the Naked Fusion is 72 hours. Dry to touch at 10 hours. The heat temp is 275. Now this was the first resin that I ever purchased that I worked with. And I noticed that I kept burning the resin. I was new to resin, didn't know much about it, just dove right in. And I burned it several times. So my second purchase was Stone Coat. And I love that resin. I've bought 4 gallons of that since. I've never burned that once. And I made this cup the other day, and I couldn't find where Stone Coat was food safe, BPA free. And so I did a coat, my last coat, on this cup the other day, and I can still see what a thin layer. I can still see some air bubbles across this rose gold vinyl. So I'm not too happy with the Naked Fusion after using the Stone Coat. So it's scratch resistant, it's food safe, it's UV resistant. You do have a 45 plus minute work time. There's no VSEs and there's no odor on this one. And that was all the Naked Fusion. This is purchased on Amazon. I can't find it anywhere else, so you don't have a coupon code for that. Now the Krystal Resin, and I did reach out to them telling them I was going to do this video. They didn't get back to me. And that was 2-3 months ago. So Krystal Resin says it is a 7-day cure time, 10 hours dry to touch. The heat temp on this is 190. I'm sorry, I don't know if I said that on this. It's 275 on Naked Fusion. The UV resistance, it doesn't say that it has one. It just says it resists yellowing. So 30 to 40 minute working time on this. Scratch resistant. I couldn't find where if it had any VSCs or not. I haven't used it, so I don't know if there's any odor. Couldn't find a coupon on it either. So on the Stone Coat, 30-day cure time, 24 hours dry to touch. The heat on this, heat resistance is 475. Like I said, I've never burned this. It is scratch resistant. It is UV resistant. Extended work time, I have actually, I want to say an hour and 20 minutes, depending on your room temperature, obviously for all of these with any resin. But I've went 120 minutes on this, so I like it. It's just, I found that there's a lot of micro bubbles in it. No VSCs, very low odor, and the last coupon that I had for this was Cabin Fever 10% off. And I purchased it through their website. Okay, Art Resin. 72-hour cure time, 8 hours dry to touch. It says the heat temp is 120. That's what I found on Google because I couldn't find that on their site, so I'm not sure if that's true. Well, I'm gonna make a set of I'm gonna make coasters with each one of these, so I'll see the different effects it makes because I'm gonna use some little Piggy's mica. Got a free sample. Love it. It was called Ballet Slipper, I believe. This sandish color, and then Lorez Opaque White and Lorez Molten Gold. Okay. So, Art Resin. So, it's food safe, scratch resistant, has UV resistance in it. Extended work time says 45 minutes plus. Haven't worked with it yet, so I don't know. No VSCs. Couldn't find a coupon for this either. So, KS Resin. 3 days to cure, 10 hours dry to touch, food safe, for incidental contact is what this says. So I wouldn't make any charcuterie boards or anything like that with this. And I probably wouldn't put it on the outside of a tumbler. 475 heat resistant, scratch resistant, UV resistant. No VOCs, it says. Extended working time, 45 minutes plus. Couldn't find a coupon for it as well. So, now, the Naked Fusion you can buy on Amazon. It's $89.95 for a gallon kit. The KS Resin is $75 for a gallon kit. You get it through their website online. Art Resin you can buy on Amazon through their website. It's $119 a gallon. Did I say that was $75 a gallon? I can't remember. I'm talking fast. $75 a gallon for our KS Resin. $119 a gallon kit for Art Resin. Krystal Resin, $119 also for a gallon kit. And Stone Coat is $110 a gallon kit. So, now, let's pour. So just a warning, this is probably going to be a long video. I'll try to edit out what I can once I start editing. So, and I may just cut the mixing out and just tell you the viscosity of it as I'm mixing it. So, we'll see. And I always mix the hardener first because it's not as thick as the resin, so it just mixes better to me when you put the hardener in first. Okay, I'm going to mix all these up off camera because this is going to take forever because I've got to do all the colors to be able to pour this, and then it'll be too long. So I will mix all this up, all the colors, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Everything is mixed up. So we've got KS Resin, Art Resin, Stone Coat, Krystal Resin, Naked Fusion. So now, I'm going to start with the Naked Fusion. This took a while to do all this by myself, so I'll heat it up just a little bit. And that was the Resin Molten Gold. And this is, I'll show you just one second. Jewelescent Coffee Brown. No, it's just some clear. This is Fluid Art Company's Ballet Slipper. Probably should have picked a lighter brown, but oh well. Oh gosh. Yep, that just happened. And this is the Low-Res Opaque White. And you can see all the bubbles in here. Yeah, they're all just trying to set up because this was a lot to do by myself. But we'll see what happens. Now we're going with KS Resin. I need to slow down here. I'm just making all kind of mistakes. I can't remember if I poured clear before I poured the Ballet Slipper in. That is making some crazy effects. Let me think. I know I poured it in twice, so I poured it in over the white. Oh, what did I do? I can't believe that I'm getting cells and lacing in there from that white the way it did. I think that looks like there's a clear layer there. Crap. Thinking my table is not level right here. I'll keep bumping the camera, I'm sorry. All right, art resin. 2 more. I have to tell you that I love the low viscosity of art resin because I'm used to working with nothing but higher viscosities, the thicker resins, and I'm loving the thinner, but I don't like the fact that the heat resistance is not high. Now this is the one that I mixed less of, so hopefully it isn't working like the rest of them. I think I blew that one out too much. I cannot believe these crazy effects. It's awesome. I hope I have enough of this to cover the whole thing. I'm so going to do this again with different effects. I mean, different colors with the way this is happening because I love it. Oh, and I put two drops of alcohol ink, white alcohol ink in this white. And I just did the normal little tip of the popsicle stick for the rest. One more stone coat. So this Krystal Resin has no bubbles after this long, but Naked Fusion are just still popping. KS Resins still has a lot, still popping. Resin still has some, but I just poured that, so. Thought that was the clear, it scared me. Still popping. For the Naked Fusion and the KS. Just a few in the art resin. Few in the Krystal Resin. Okay. That KS resin has a ton of bubbles. That resin has got quite a few. You can see any more in the Krystal. Well, I see a bunch of little bitty ones. Same with the Naked. Okay, so the Naked Fusion and the Krystal Resin have done some crazy effects in the middle. That had the lacing going on in the beginning, but now that the colors are coming in, they've disappeared, but that's still in the middle, which is so pretty. That Molten Gold has taken over all the colors. So I probably should have used a different gold. Now, that gold spot been in the middle of both of these and that effector on the sides, that would have been just absolutely gorgeous. And it seems like that Ballet Slipper is a totally different color than in here, but these have been on longer, so we'll just have to wait in the morning to see. And I'm not sure that I did the clear versus the color the same in each one. I should have wrote me a little paper down. A note to remind me what I did. And the fact that it took me forever to mix these up, so it sat longer. So it's kind of difficult to not have somebody to help you do this so you can do it all at the same time and let them all be, you know, the same. So that's really neat. So, okay, so I'll show you tomorrow when they're done. I'm going to bring it down for a close-up right now to show you what they look like, because this is so pretty. That one's really neat too, what's happening in the middle of there. So let's see. So this is the Krystal. Look at that in there. That is so neat. And this is the Naked Fusion. They pretty much did the same thing. And then the KS Resin. That is just a big mess. The Art Resin didn't do it in the middle, but I like what's happening here in the gold. Right here. And then the Stone Coat. Look at that right there. That is so weird looking. So yeah, we'll see what they look like tomorrow when they've stopped moving and they're cured. So I'll see you back tomorrow. Hi guys. So I'm back. Now, these did not turn out the way that I thought they were going to turn out. So let's say we started with the Naked Fusion. And as you can see, get that light out of there. That effect that was happening there just completely went away. There's really nothing pretty on the back. And that's the Naked Fusion. Then the Stone Coat still has that pretty little effect that happened in the middle. And then the back. Now I want to show you this. So after I poured all these, I had some clear left of all of them. Now I'm mad at myself that I did not see which of the two clears that I put together. So if you look at the back of Stone Coat, how, you know, it does this effect, but it's kind of blurry. Look at this. It looks like little beads. They are so defined, it looks like I put beads inside here. And what I did was, my extra resin, I make pop sockets, and I poured two different clears in here, and it made that crazy little effect that is so defined, and it's almost like I put little beads in there. I'm doing that again. I can't wait to do that again. Okay. So, Krystal Resin. It looks almost identical to Naked Fusion, which is pretty crazy. The back's a little different. The Naked Fusion has more of the effects in the back, but yeah, almost identical. KS Resin is terrible. Now, I say that this is the one that I said that I probably blew out too much. I'm not real sure what happened with this. I'm definitely going to try again. But all of them, super hard, cured all the way. But this Art Resin, for whatever reason, look at that, is still bendy. I don't know if it's because it's so thin, maybe. Who knows? So in conclusion, my favorite is still Stone Coat, other than the micro bubbles. But if you pour, I've noticed, layer by layer, and then heated up the bubbles as you go, you never see them. It's just more trouble, but I love the resin. And I do like KS Resin as well. But this effect, I think that I'm the reason that happens. So what I'm going to do, because this was such a lot to do by myself, mixing up 5 resins and then 4 colors for each resin. It literally took me almost an hour. So, you know, they were already half set up. So I'm going to do it again. except this time I'm only going to do art resin, KS resin, and Krystal resin because I'm already used to the naked and the stone coat because that's all I've ever used. So I'm going to do those 3 again. This time I'm only going to do 2 colors in a coaster. That way, when I pour it, they'll be, you know, it won't half cure time, you know. Half working time, I mean, done. So, yeah, so my favorites as of now are still Stone Coat, and then I like the KS resin. So, I'm sorry, the Krystal resin, not KS, Krystal. That K is throwing me off on both of these. So, yeah. So, let me show you all these. If I can do this. Here, I'll take the camera down and do this. Okay, here they are. So, when I do the next video, I'm going to focus just on these 3 because I pour with these all the time. So, I'll use brighter colors next time. I should have did that this time, but I will. So, to recap, my favorites are Stone Coat and Krystal. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.